Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be very different than my normal style of content, and I'm sorry for that. This is a little series I'm working on because it was recommended by a few people in my Discord server, and I thought it would be cool. So I'm gonna start doing it. The rest of the videos, if you guys want me to keep doing this, are gonna be higher quality. They're gonna be a bit more. They're being a bit cooler. So, um, than this, because this one's pretty simple. It's 9 p.m. I gotta record something. So, yeah, let's talk about this for a second. So, it all started a while back, around 5 years ago, canonically. I did not make all this stuff 5 years ago, though. I think it was before. It was after that, but still, like, it was a while back, too. It was like I think it's just in January, but still, they're not as in effect anymore. So a while back, a long time ago, there was two lab partners known as Nightcat and Something Fishy, both of which are actually my friends. Something Fishy and Nightcat are the same person in real life, but canonically they're different people. And Nightcat has his second account being Something Fishy. I'm trying to convince him to post him on that channel. By the way, if you guys can help me do that, that'll be cool. He doesn't care. He doesn't post much on his main channel either. So having a second channel is pretty fire for him. So I'm trying to get him to talk him into it, doing all that. So if you guys want to tell him, just go onto his YouTube channel and you can do all that. So I was working on this with him for a long time, right? And so basically they were working on an experiment called the Xyler experiment, and it was basically where they tried to create some sort of new mutant creature to help with everyday tasks, and actually like becoming some sort of new creature that they can use for research and purposes or whatever. We never figured out why they wanted to do it, but yeah, they did exist. And the Xylers, so that experiment was failing for so many years until they finally created a version of it, a beta version of it, and that is the current original Xyler. If you want, I could make like a short talking on my shorts channel talking about what was the origin of that, because the Xyler name was pretty funny. How we decided to come up with that. It was very silly, but yeah, it was a while back, right? They finally created the first ever one, the first ever Xyler, which is. Let me explain what a Xyler is real quick. So a Xyler is a made-up creature by me and my friend Nightcat that is basically like some sort of mutant, ugly, disgusting creature that kind of looks like a 3-year-old made it. I'm not 3, but still, it's not. It's like a weird mutant creature that doesn't make any sense biologically or any way, that we created a while back, and that's actually my mascot. I really like it. I'm working on some other projects, by the way, as well. So I'm not going to stay at this branding only, but their Xylers are always going to be a thing, and they're even going to be in the show, just a little different. The show is going to be centered half around the Xylers, but so the Xylers, the first ever one was the Max and Jason 1001, which is the one for this channel, and it's basically just this silly little being cat. Which is a cat, because it actually has claws, sort of like Wolverine. The Xylers had a little bit of inspiration with Wolverine, because I was like, ooh, claws that can retract. That's pretty cool. So they have retractable claws. That's from what the cat part of the mutant is, and then they had his dog ears for super sensitive hearing, so they can hear everything. They have regenerative capabilities of an axolotl, and they also have an axolotl mouth, which is pretty silly. I thought that was a silly thing, so that's cool. So and they've been a silly Billy thing that we've had for a long time, right? And then they also have a bit of. So it was no, that's I think. Oh, and a bit of frog in them too, which is what the general, like, the shape of the face is from. They can also jump pretty high as well and go pretty fast too. So that's what a Xyler is. I know that was a bit of rambling about that, but so after the Xyler was created, Nightcat was set to work on a new project about testing the Xylers a bit more and creating more of them and creating a new, like, habitable place for them to live and all of that. And he was set to experiment with another scientist known as Daylight Cat, which Daylight Cat he's kind of the villain of our story. Just telling you. So Daylight Cat, he started off normal. He started off as a normal scientist, and so was Nightcat. But after a while, they eventually started to argue a lot. Like, they couldn't agree over anything. They never will. Honestly, I could create a literal movie, like a literal short 50-minute movie about everything that going on at that time. And I actually probably will. It would be fun making a little movie thing. So, right? Anyways, get back into the thing. So, they got into a huge fight, and they were been mad at each other for a while, so they eventually started to find some sort of way that they can stop each other from creating their own version of the Xyler, because Nightcat and Something Fishy were the original creators of the Xyler, but Something Fishy was a huge, big worker on that. He worked a lot on the whole project, and they started disagreeing about it, so they started to split into two different paths, and they created two main forms of Xylers. Most of them are strange, They're all strange and different creatures that all exist, and they're between two sides of both Nightcat or Daylight Cat, because both of them kind of made the same thing, but at the same time different things. Like this channel is made by This channel's logo was the Nightcat side of thing, but the other side was made by the Daylight Cat, for example. All of that, he's done a lot of things. Anyways, back into the story. I keep forgetting. But, I'm stalling a bit for some reason. I don't even know why. It's just my brain. But yeah, so they started to work on their own projects, and they created their own Xylers, and eventually they had like a whole army of Xylers, and then eventually they've got to so far that it escalated to an entire freaking war of like two different sides of Xylers that were created by two different scientists. So a whole bunch of science experiments being, science-y, and having their powers and trying to actually win against the other people, because they've known that the other side of things have always been bad and not the greatest, so both were trying to fight each other for a while, and the war eventually ended in a peace treaty where both of them decided to just, hey, we're both cool, so let's all team up. And then they made an alliance between the two of the scientists and their armies, and they eventually stopped with the whole trying to conquer the other person's experiments thing. So they've eventually started to become friends, but that is not at all where the story ends, but that's where this video ends. So thank you guys for watching. If you want another one of these episodes, it's pretty new to me. This is my first time trying anything like this. So if you want another one, just let me know. This will be a fun little series. I probably will also make a series just talking about, like, breaking down each character one by one, because they all have their own backstories and stuff. And one of them is very different from the rest of the Xylers. So, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. And one side of the channel is my commentary channel and Nightcat's channel, and the other side is a few videos of mine. So thank you once again for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to. It's very helpful to me and my just channel in general, and I will see you next time.